What's up, everybody? I'm Sam. This is Face Your Fears, episode 114. Today we're going to talk about something that people may not fear necessarily, but it's something that is more often than not misunderstood, and that's creatine, as you can tell by the title. Before we get started, go ahead and like, subscribe, share the video, share it to one of your smaller friends. That way they can increase their gym knowledge and become Super Saiyan freaks like you. So to start, let's talk about how muscle gets its energy. Albeit a very surface level dive. The basic unit for muscle energy is adenosine triphosphate, or ATP for short. What this is an adenosine molecule with 3 phosphate groups attached to it. Pretty self-explanatory. It's a pretty unstable molecule, so it doesn't last very long once it gets created in the muscle. So the unstable molecule ATP really wants to become the stable molecule ADP, adenosine triphosphate. So what it really wants to do is kick off one of those phosphate groups to only have 2. And when it does kick off that phosphate group, it releases a burst of energy, which is what we use to drive muscle contraction. So now floating around, we have this relatively useless molecule, adenosine diphosphate, or ADP. Hiding, so to speak, in the muscle is a molecule called creatine phosphate that is created by the liver. So this creatine phosphate molecule is happy to donate a phosphate group to the ADP molecule, reforming that ATP with the 3 phosphate groups to again spontaneously burst apart, release energy, and drive more muscle contraction. So this just happens over and over again until eventually you run out of creatine phosphate, which ultimately becomes a limiting factor in muscular energy. In comes the supplement. So creatine is a molecule made naturally by the body, and it's stored in the muscle in the form of creatine phosphate. And like I said earlier, that creatine phosphate is there to help that ADP molecule become that ATP molecule again. But once that creatine phosphate starts to run out, the muscle essentially becomes tired. You start to experience muscular fatigue. So one could safely reason that more creatine phosphate would ultimately lead to more muscular energy. So once the body's exhausted its natural creatine supply, the only way to get more is to supplement with creatine. And whether that be in a shake, a pill, or however you take it, it's going to be processed by the liver. It's going to be stored as creatine phosphate, just like the natural creatine that your body makes. And now you've got a little more muscular energy. Now, it's not like Tren or D-Ball or anything like that, but it's effective. It's one of the most studied supplements out there. So if you want a little more peace of mind, I suggest you go read a couple of studies, do a little research yourself. It's recommended to consume around 5 grams of creatine a day, whether you scoop that into your shake or you take that in a pill. Usually the scoops are already a 5-gram scoop. If you want, you can do what's called a loading phase. Help saturate your muscles a little quicker, help the effects come on a little faster. And this is done by consuming around 20 grams of creatine over a 5 to 7 day period, and then dropping back down to that 5 grams a day. It's all up to you whether or not you want to take creatine. If you have any hesitancy, like I said earlier, please go do some research for yourself. See what you can find, see what you think about it. I've been taking creatine for years. I do recommend it, but again, if there's any hesitancy, please do your due diligence. It's one of the most widely studied substances out there, so you'll definitely be able to find some good information before embarking on your Super Saiyan journey. If you have any questions, please ask me. I'll try to answer to the best of my ability, and if I don't know the answer, I'll look it up. I'll try and find it for you. But anyway, that's creatine for you. I hope you learned something. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.